And we are live. Welcome to Insync episode 6.
Woohoo!
My name is Ridwan. Today we have the deep pleasure of having Tim De Cotta with us.
Thanks.
And what can I say? This guy's a household name in the art scene.
Household names, yeah.
And he's a vocalist, bassist, producer, songwriter who believes in keeping his art pure.
Oh, yes.
And he has, on top of that, also started arts curation agencies such as Gatai Group
Yep.
and Warrior Records.
Mm-hmm.
And he has worked hand in hand with art agencies like National Arts Council,
Yeah.
Singapore Tourism Board,
Yeah.
and Temasek Holdings to
Mhm.
effectively bolster and grow the music scene here for
Trying.
quite a number of years now.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing this, man.
Hey, of course, man. Anytime. It's been fun. Yeah.
Maybe the first question I would like to ask is, how did you get here today? Not to the studio. I saw your
You
brain.
knew, right? Yeah. Took the bus or the MRT. No. How did I get here today? It's always nice, like thinking and looking back how things turned out. There was never really like a solid, clear plan, but it was always like just listening to be cheesy, listening to my heart lah. Like, so we used to. I mean, when I was playing nights in bars and doing gigs for like different beer brands and other wedding gigs and stuff like that. That was how I was initially making my money or making a living doing music prior to 2015. And I played with you in a couple of restaurants and bars and
Yeah.
events and stuff, right? But after a while, I just felt like the whole reason I wanted to do music was to make music that's original and creative and conceptual, and to be proud of like the scene where this original music comes from. So I just felt like things weren't really going that way when I was doing that route in bars. And don't get me wrong, I mean I was grateful that I could live my life that way for a while, but in 2015 I was just like, what, this is too much. This is taking a toll on my soul. So I dropped
Toll on my
everything.
soul.
Yeah, man. Rhyme and that. No, but yeah, so I dropped everything and just decided to like follow where opportunities might come up. Because I think over the 2 or 3 years that I was grinding, I realized that I started to get more and more open or more and more used to seeing opportunities where they might not be so easily seen. And sometimes if you believe in something or if you trust in your feeling or your vibe to something, it will realize itself, like it will be correct. If you feel fully that, okay, I'm going to do this nonsensical thing where I'm going to stop all my regular income from all my regular nights or events and everything, and I'm going to start doing programming for original music and original bands and all the talent that I see around me. So 2015 was that year. And suddenly I met a couple of people. I met the guys from the Paak. And then they were like, hey, we have a rooftop space. This is how it all started lah. And we saw your music, we saw your band Hodge. Shout out to Chiarong and Audrey at Esplanade Outdoor Theatre. And then they were like, can you come and like do something with us on the rooftop in Chinatown or People's Park Complex? We have this new restaurant that's coming out, this new space that's coming out, and we want to do something on the rooftop just to see how it would work, how events would be received and how it would sound, what the vibe would be like. And I said, yeah, okay, let's go lah. It's like the first thing that I did as a free broke man.
With brokenness comes freedom. Eh?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Right. It's like when you're not, I just like, what, I don't want to think about money now. I want to think about what I want to do and whatever is gonna like make me happy to do lah. So then we went to the rooftop, we saw the rooftop, and I just saw so much potential. It's like maybe me 3 or 2 years earlier wouldn't have seen the potential, but when I was there and I knew the struggles and everything, I was like, oh my, okay, this is quite, like, it just fell into my lap, So did some quick social media, did a poster up really fast, and then we called it Getai Electronica. And that was the first event that we ever did. and it featured like Space Days, .gif, Good Life Project, my band Hodge, and one more I forgot. Yeah, maybe there's four. Disco Hue.
Disco Hue?
Yeah, that's one of
Right.
Disco Hue's first public. No, okay, not one of the first lah, but maybe in that lineup.
Bunny Hide played for this as well.
This one, no. Bunny
No.
Hide didn't play for this.
It's a later edition. Right.
Later on in the different programming, the later programming, the second installment of that kind of gig, Hide was there
I see.
with Nas. That was
Right.
that was awesome.
Right, yeah.
That's when the restaurant also was opening. Then we did it like with a week's worth of promo, and we didn't know anything about licenses or police or like event space or asking for permission here and there. We just did the gig like very cowboy style, and we were expecting 200 people to come. And it was the weekend after Laneway in 2015. So .gif had just played, and then I think their pool also helped. Like a lot of people really liked them at Laneway. So suddenly like the place was like filled with every band's friends and fans. And I was on the mic lah. I was like the MC/curator of the night, and I was just telling everybody like, this is not where you ask for requests. This is where you listen to Singapore original music. This is where all of you open your ears and put down your phones and don't look anywhere else. So it was a bit stern, but at the same time it was also very clearly framed. And little did I know that this would be the framework like of how all my work would become lah. Like the corporate side of things with Gatai Group, and then now Warrior Records. So 1,000 people plus showed up. We ran out of beer. We were like just like over capacity, but it was such a nice evening, a nice vibe like on that rooftop, and everyone was making music, and the wind was blowing so strong that the speakers were like threatening to fall.
This, yeah,
Right?
safety issues. Actually.
So there are so many things that were like not safe or like not, but it was meant to be, and it's very like it had to happen lah, And then when it happened, then me and the two owners of the Paak were like, okay, we have something here. Huh? Yeah, and then luckily I documented it with a video crew, one of my friends, and then we had like a show, like a reel from the night. And then we're like, oh my goodness, okay, we have this. It's like, this is everything. So we sent to all our contacts and everything. And then little did we know people would respond quite well, And then the National Heritage Board came and asked us, can you do something for Heritage Week or Heritage Fest? And then we're like, okay, let's do a second edition on the rooftop, and we call it Gatai Ethnica, because we're going to include some fusion music, some traditional Chinese and Indian and Malay music, and still put like Singaporean original bands in the programming as well. And then same thing happened. Like 1,000 plus people came again, and we're like, oh my god, something is really, really happening here. Like people want this, So then we started with every event, there are always people looking for events and programming as well. So from all our events, then we did like a Discovery Channel show, we did like a Mercedes-Benz car launch, we did STB came and approached us and showed us like certain grants that we could do, which will eventually lead us to doing more and more events lah. So fast forward a few years later, we worked with NAC, we worked with, of course we did the Gatai Soul Festival with STB, and NAC then we were always on their radar, and then they were like, okay, we are trying to hook up with Temasek Holdings. So I know it's a bit weird, but follow us, just come in, we need you because we need you to kind of frame the scene for us.
I see.
Yeah, so I went in there, and then Great Singapore Replay Season 1 happened, and then we were the main like agency that was in charge of the music, the concept, and just artist management and everything lah. Getting all the artists in and doing all the research and talking to all the old veterans of the Singapore scene that we were highlighting. And it just kept moving forward lah, from there. So fast forward a few years later, I'm here, and we went through 2 seasons of Great Singapore Replay, a couple of seasons of noise pop-up shows, and and also like the very first Light Tonight festival
Like
at the
that,
National Gallery.
Mm.
We were quite on board as one of the steering programmers also. Like we brought Nathan in, we brought Charlie in.
I
Basically,
see,
yeah, and
I
we
see.
we were the ones who were like, okay, this is where the show should be done, and we were just from then onwards, every live show at NGS was done at the bottom of the staircase.
Mm. So that was your
That was us,
internship.
yeah.
Wow. I did
But-
not know that. I see.
Yeah, yeah.
I
So
see.
we actually that one we actually planned a lot of different spaces to perform in NGS, and there were a lot of other nice spaces that could have been used for performance as well. But that was the main one, lah.
I see. I
Yeah.
see.
So, and now I'm here, lah.
Now, this is amazing, and on top of all this, he still releases music
Oh yes.
quite consistently.
Yeah. So it, you know how I like to make music. It's
Yeah.
always it's a very visceral, very feeling thing for me. So when I'm stressed out or when it's either these two things, video games or music, or football.
Both kind of like games, huh?
Right? Yeah. It's like it's expression lah. It's like freedom to express some pent up emotion, whether it's angst or anxiety or sadness or happiness or anything, like something that needs release. So along the years, I've been making music and putting some money aside for production, and thank God, I'm not too shabby at saving money. So this year I actually released 5 singles in
This year.
total. Yeah. Oh, most
Tim De
ever.
Cotta, everyone. Most productive human being on earth.
You don't see me day to day. Okay, let's release
But
on
they,
paper.
like, I remember the Paak,
Yeah,
the first one.
yeah,
I think everyone there who was in attendance
Yeah.
will always remember being there.
yeah.
Because you felt like you were part of something.
it was
bigger than
amazing.
you.
Yeah, it was. It was.
And it kind of snowballed because you did not expect it to snowball the way it did, also.
Yeah. I remember all of us were so. If maybe for the benefit of everyone who's watching, prior to that event, on the side of like doing weekly gigs and events and bar gigs and everything, I would always find time to go and jam and practice and mingle with like then that group, like this big group of musicians which became our generation of musicians, like you, Nas,
Mm.
Anson, Aaron, Ritz, Charong, Eugenia, Josiah,
Wow.
Audrey, the
We
whole
are
Good
like a
Life project.
generation, eh?
Yeah, like all of
Yeah.
us were always somehow around each other. And then there was always the Cascaded Nights on Tuesday where Rosie
Yeah.
would be singing.
Things got a bit wretched. and-
Yeah. But everybody made it a point to go down, and everybody
I remember
was
this.
there was always a communal feeling in our generation, plus minus 5 years of musicians, and they are still the musicians who are all pushing and making great work today. Like it's the same batch, It's always like, wow, what's that? This guy, like, hey, someone is behind it, But when that happened, we were all together. I remember we were all sitting in the railings, or like we were just hanging out, and then we were just like looking around, like, how come there are so many people? This is great, right? Actually, this is very heartening because they're coming to see stuff that we would do very naturally. Normally, we had to tailor our talent or our singing to the masses, but this time it was very different. The masses were coming to us very unexpectedly.
And I think they got exposed to a lot of new stuff
Yeah.
that night.
Yeah.
Was it 2 days or just one night?
One day only.
One day,
Just
right?
one day, yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah,
Like-
but I think from that point, a lot of programming in Singapore started to take the local route as well. They started to realize, that there's some sort of a critical mass in terms of talent that had to be programmed, And even if they didn't want to, there was push.
Right.
There was some kind of push for them to do it. Like NAC was involved, or like, I don't know, just people just would say, yeah, but then what about the local guys,
Mm,
Yeah, so I would like to think that's when the weight of it started.
No, beautiful, man. Like, I'm just viewing this like in the future history books. I hope they mention you
And then they
as
probably won't.
being part of the instigator for.
One off lah. I think a
Really?
lot of things happened at the same time which helped galvanize the scene. Because like then Envision and the whole Envision team also were doing stuff like Inch and Gang.
Wow.
So I think at the same time things were happening and all in like correct timing. That and then Vanessa was also doing stuff like on radio with Lush,
Right,
right?
Lush
So there was always
915.
like someone who was pushing the next movement forward. So it was really a great time for like local music to like, okay, we are here, you know, you have to program us now. No more like overseas acts taking priority. We have to be here.
And like complaints about not having enough
Yeah.
local acts. It's not true.
It's
at
not
all,
true.
you know?
It's just you're not looking hard enough. Yeah, or not looking at all. Yeah.
What I really appreciated, because attending some of the gigs you curated, you would curate like one known act and two unknown acts.
Yes.
Because
yeah.
it's kind of the way to get people exposed to
out.
new things.
Yeah, yeah.
And I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for me, it was also more of like the unknown acts or the young acts which I found or came across needed to be exposed to a professional act. Like Shak Tia needed to play alongside Charlie Lim, you know?
Yeah.
Like they just needed to see that, yeah, you have the talent, but this is actually the professionalism behind prepping for a show, delivery, talking to the audience and everything. Yeah. So then because like that's what I learned jamming with the jazz cats, you know? It's like, yeah, I like R&B, I like jazz, I like funk stuff and groove and pocket music, but when I come and I watch them, I like, there's a lot of delicacy and no, is it delicateness?
Intricacies?
Intricacies.
Delicacies. Are you hungry, Timmy?
Yeah, maybe. It was not just like all oomph like in your face. There's a lot of nuance to the music. There's a lot of restraint in how you would present something really funky, you know? So when I learned it, and I like learned it from Aya and Christy and all of them cats. And that's what benefited me as a performer or as an artist, because I got to see these guys who like veterans do it. So like it's like a academy thing lah. So I was like, actually this is what the young artists need. Like Disco Hugh back then needed to be next to Dot Jiff to see what can be done, you know? Yeah. It's like a learning process also. Yeah.
I never really thought about it that way. That what
Yeah.
you're doing.
And then
is-
the byproduct was the crowds that turn out for the bigger act get to see the smaller act. So
Yeah.
so it gives them some exposure in that sense lah. But they were all paid. Just to make that clear.
never in ice cream.
Never
Actual
pay,
money.
Never pay people in exposure. Pay them, then give them exposure. That's how we should. Yeah, and also whenever I program, also pricing was always very important. I always paid all the acts a decent amount, not cheaper than, you know what I mean? Yeah, there's always like, local acts should be cheaper than, no such thing like. Yeah, yeah.
And this is beautiful, man.
Thanks.
I'm learning more things about you.
Thanks.
Framing your beauty even more.
Gross.
Like what are your big picture goals right now? Like
Big
moving
picture
forth.
goals. So in the music scene or in the Singapore arts creative scene, there is a lack lah. There's a whole lack of middle infrastructure that I think we are all trying to figure out. There's a whole lack in audience development that we're also trying to figure out. And then I think we've also pinpointed that it all stems from music education and the value of music in the education system. So how can you value music? You need to build a heritage around it, or you need to properly document and record it lah, so people know like, okay, there's something that Singaporeans can be proud of, that we do have a rich musical history and it's part of our culture, and you can't deny it, you can't ignore it anymore, because more and more as we move forward as a first world nation, like our spirits and our souls also have to move, you know, like we can't be first world everything around us, but inside we all like just dying lah, you know, like there's no growth, there's no comfort, there's no meaning. Yeah, so the big picture moving forward, it's actually been always the same. It's just to get Singaporeans to understand that, or rather feel or embrace and be proud of Singaporean expression, you know, and by that greater Southeast Asian expression. We are not above or distinct from our neighbors, you know, or the world in a larger context. So why do we think we are special? We're not. As in, but all the magic comes from acknowledging who we are and knowing who we are. And when you understand that, oh, this is our heritage, this is our arts expression, this is prior to colonization or prior to militarization, this is what Singapore was in the greater Southeast Asia, then you understand, this is our people, this is our soul. And music and art can do that. And if it's valued, then practicing music and art also will be valued. And then you get infrastructure that helps to support it. And then all of us can be sustainable, like I'm going to do music and people are not going to say, then your real day job how?
Yeah.
No, it's my day job is doing music, So it has to reach that point, which I don't think we've reached that point yet. So that's kind of like bigger picture lah. Yeah. But I think now at this point also it's like I'm not getting any younger, so we're trying to get like
And you look very young.
thanks. It's all the music. No, but it's trying to get the young ones to realize also that they have more responsibility. When you decide to choose to pursue music, the responsibility is more immense than you think. It's not all fun and games and like I'm gonna enjoy my life. Yeah, you enjoy your life, you know what you're doing, but even more so your heart will be in it. And even more so you have to give. And even more so you have to understand that now the responsibility is on me, to push and to practice and to try new things and to engage audiences and to galvanize my peers who also are talented around me that might not see it, and not be afraid and just go and try it, Yeah. So
Wow.
yeah.
That's a powerful sentiment to wish upon someone picking up music.
Yeah. It's not light, like we all come into music and we know that it's fun, there's lots of hanging out and fun times and drinking beers and staying out late and talking about life and around the music. But at the same time, all these things actually they're very important in everyday life, and it's our responsibility to remind people that this is how you can live your life, this is how you can enjoy your life, but also find meaning, and it's very important. Yeah.
Because it truly is it's a long-term view on the quality of life, which informs this kind of responsibility that you might then feel.
Yeah.
Wow. I see. Can I ask then, what's like a typical week like for you?
Typical week. It can vary. So when there are not much events around, because you know how the events go in like an event calendar, even pre-COVID, it's there's ups and downs. So like mid-year, maybe like March to April there'll be a spike in events to June holidays that season, and then it will go down again, and then end year like October onwards it will go like even higher. So every year is kind of like a double hump thing lah. So that's when the work gets very busy. So when my day-to-day during busy periods is really like on the go, like 9 o'clock out of the house, and coffee client meeting here, meeting there, emails here, emails there, lunch on the go, email, long day, message anyone who's around, let's go for a couple of beers and relax, and then go back home, de-stress with a couple of video games or writing a song or two, then go to sleep, wake up, light or sleep, repeat. So that is the busy period. The lull period is a lot more. I like to be at home. I like to be with my family, be with my wife's family as well, and just do family things lah. Go down play football with the kids, go and cook, help this sister with that, help my mom with this or her mom with that. It's like very home life lah. Yeah. So on the lull periods is really like watch Netflix till like 4 a.m. Wake up past lunch, relax, and then look at my bank account. Okay, not too bad. Then relax. Yeah. Then like at a certain point when it's a bit bad, okay, time to start cold pitching, start emailing, getting events again. So it's always a very cyclical existence. Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm your friend.
Yeah.
You're just a lovely human being.
Hey, no man.
Oh man.
You must find out what makes you happy. And I think that's what I also learned. You cannot just like rely or expect to be happy in life. You have to do things that make you happy, you know? If not, you just forget. Yeah.
Because I saw you in this whole transition the past 5 years and all that.
Yeah.
I definitely see that you are happier. A deeper sense of joy has surfaced now.
Yeah. Because I think with all the initial hype of how we were doing programming and how we're doing events and campaigns, when that wore off, it got me into a deeper sense of understanding / like whenever you feel hype, there's always loss that comes after, you know, and then you realize that the hype is all just very egotistical and it's very vain, and you don't have to feel that loss, you know. It's the hard work or the euphoria that you get from doing good things for the scene or for yourself should be like a service to yourself. It shouldn't be a proclamation of how great I am, you know what I mean? It's like I'm doing this because this is going to help me in the future. It's going to help me pay my bills. It's going to help me buy a house. It's going to help me pay my mortgage. Like, it has to be thought of that way. And then people always be like, oh, you did this and everything. It's like, yeah, I did, and it was fun, but at the same time I know why I did it, you know. I did it so I can, on the lull days, I can afford to spend time with like people, you know, and bring out for drinks and actually be able to afford a round or two. Which is actually what I love to do. If you notice, I always come out, I always try and
he's always trying to pay you for shit. I'm trying to stop that.
Because that's what makes me happy. And then Joan also knows, like, can you please get everyone to pay like equally? Like, just don't. Whenever you got your friends, you're always trying to get the bill. Like, okay.
Joan is the wife, by the way. Shout out.
Yeah. Shout out.
Like, on that note, normally this segment we have a pre-recorded. I shouldn't say that. Okay. We have an artist perform a song. Do you feel like playing a song?
Of course, let's do it.
So subtly, I'm going to take a guitar that's right here.
Magic. Cha-ching! This is Redwan's moneymaker.
Yeah, it really has paid for itself many times over.
Awesome. Okay, so this is in no way prepared at all, which means it is. So we're gonna do this song called When I Met You, and it's actually one of the singles that I released this year, one of the 3 that are part of the Hard Matter EP/album. I'm not so sure whether it's gonna be an EP or album yet. So this is a song that I wrote about when I first saw my wife.
Shout out to Joan.
Run, oh run into my arms. The first time I saw your face was the first time I fell from grace. The first time I caught your eye, never knew I could feel so high. When I saw the wind in your hair, that's when I really started to care. From then I realized all I want is you in my life. Back when I met you, when I met you,
When I met you, when I met you, no, no. Run, 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 run. Baba, honey, vanilla sky. Your love takes me oh so high. Your love is all I need, I swear, please say I do. When I met you, I knew. Back when I met you, when I met you, oh no. When I met you, oh no. When I met you, baby, oh. Back when I met you, when I met you, oh baby. When I met you, you. When I met you, ooh, ooh. Oh, when I met you. Oh, I knew, I just knew, I just knew. I knew, oh, I knew you were the one for me. Oh, when I met you, oh, oh yeah. Back when I met you, I met you. I met you back when I met you, baby. I met you, you. All you gotta do is run, 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 run into my arms, run, run. Run, 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 back into my arms. Run, 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 run.
Cheers, man.
Hey!
Oh. We've played as a full band, never like this.
Yeah, never like this, right?
Wow,
this is great. Get damn. So emotional.
Oh, because normally when we play as a full band, I'll be honest, I'm not listening to the lyrics.
Right.
So now I'm like, oh, you write good lyrics.
Thanks. Simple. I've decided to simplify.
Yes, I can testify that that's true. That's true. Thank you so much for being our guest today, man. Like,
no, of course, my pleasure. Always.
Such an honor.
Yeah, I like what you guys have been doing. So
one of the purposes of the show,
yep,
is to kind of communicate to a youngster,
who's
maybe graduating, just O levels or
yeah,
whatever it is, and now I'm thinking about life.
Yeah.
And I wanted to know, like, from your perspective, what advice you would give to someone like this, if they wanted to pursue music now?
Yeah. Well, I think the way that Singaporeans think about music, or maybe not Singaporean, maybe just the greater Asian culture, or art, it's very what's the word? It's very self-indulgent or very escapist. Somewhat teetering on irresponsible. I think that's a very Asian way. Like if you're not a doctor or a lawyer, or if you're doing arts, or if you're a writer, you're like somewhat seen as a little bit of a failure.
Mm-hmm.
But no, man, no. So if you are a youngster now who is looking at music and you're thinking about music, be strong about your decision and understand that it shouldn't come from a point of escapism. It shouldn't come from a point of turning your back on the responsibilities that you have. Of course, it's very easy to see the nags of your parents or your loved ones as a lot of pressure, but try and see that they want the best for you, and if you're deviating from what is best for you deep down inside by choosing arts or music as a alternative path, then think again. Like, that's not going to serve you in the long run. Like, if you want to do music, you want to do arts, and if you're young, make use of all the resources around you and really make sure that this is what you want to do. I know it's very heavy for a young person to actually want or to actually know what they want to do, but don't take it as a light decision. And just try and make the decision without any doubt. If you love music, but if you have some doubt, try and see where it's coming from. Is it from the lack of ability? Is it from the lack of focus? Is it from the lack of accountability that you are that you're having these doubts? Then really start to think. I think a lot of people don't really think about their lives at an early point. Myself included last time, so we just don't really know where things are gonna go. But I was always an overthinker, and I always, among all my friends, I'm always the one who kind of, I guess, thinks a bit too much. I mean, even Joan also will know that I can really just think up a storm from nothing. But it helps in big decisions. It helps that you cover all bases and you think of all possibilities and everything that can happen, and don't be afraid. So really think about what you're going to decide and what you're going to choose for your, not just if you're going to do music or arts, anything, man, in your life. If you're going to be a doctor, a lawyer, a banker, just really think and see what is important to you. If money is important to you, then by all means find the best route to get around that. Money can always be made. If family is important to you, then find the best kind of work balance. You have to pay your bills, but then what gives you more time with the family. If music is the most important thing to you, then get better music every day. And then the self-support will come. People will talk about you. People will listen to your expertise, be it in production or in a certain instrument or behind the scenes or doing programs and stuff. Just don't go into it half-hearted. And you can always, it doesn't mean that along the years you can't re-strategize or you can't rethink about your purpose. But let those thoughts or let those shifts happen when they happen. When you start to do something, just don't look back lah. Yeah, really think about it, and once you're in it, just commit to it. It'll be easier for yourself. It'll be easier for all the people around you. So yeah.
More love to give, huh?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Once you self-doubt, you start to self-hate, and then it shows. People will read, because especially when you do music, it's like when you're on stage, you can't run. Can't run from your emotions. You can't run from your playing. It will all come out. People can tell. He's thinking about something else. He's not here, or he's unhappy. It's very easy to tell.
I agree.
Very easy to tell. Yeah. So I think that's also actually made me more honest in my life, was when I actually performed for the first time, and I was, of course, a noob. And then I realized that, oh my God, people can read me. My whole body is being read right now. So I can't hide anything. I can't lie to myself. I can't lie to these people. I have to be honest. So how do you try and translate that to your whole life? Very hard lah, but it helps.
Noble.
Yeah. No, it's easier for you, so you can sleep better at night.
Right.
Nothing weighs on you. Just try and be honest. But I'm naturally a confrontational person, so sometimes it's hard. But it helps that I've done music, that it helps bring it out. Yeah.
Beautiful answer after beautiful answer.
Long-winded answer after long-winded answer.
So, any upcoming releases from your end?
Yes, of course. Thanks for helping me plug. So like I was mentioning earlier, the Hard Matter release is coming. I decided to take a break over Christmas because I've seen how many Christmas releases or Christmas-centric releases have drowned. I think some of mine included back in the day. But so I released the first single in July, which is called Lying Eyes. So go and check it out. Then the second one was When I Met You, the song that we just played, which features a really talented young wordsmith. I won't call him just a rapper because he's so much more than that. He just has the gift of stringing sound and word together, tones and vowels, and wow, it's just amazing. Getty, check him out. And then the third single was released on the 25th of September, which is Catch and Release. So this EP is all about like love and relationships, personal and general, like that can apply to anyone. Because my previous release, The Warrior, which you can also check out, was a bit more angsty, political, dark, fun. There were fun parts, but it was also still about deeper, more gritty themes. Like honesty and the political landscape, society, mental health a little bit, sleep. But this one I just wanted it to be lighter because when I released The Warrior in 2017, that was in the middle of like the 2015 to now 2020 like work arc, which everything there's high stakes and so many things going on and trying to push the scene and everything. And then I was getting tired. I think you knew this. Like towards the end, 2018, 2019, I was like, oh my God, I'm giving so much. I'm not doing anything for myself. Like I just feel like I'm burning out and everything. So when I wanted to make music from then on, it was more like I want to dance. I want to be happy about it. My lyrics, I want it to be super simple. And then let's just make like funk music, Yeah. So Lying Eyes was recorded, and then this whole release started to come out. Yeah. So we're taking a break over Christmas, but January, February, we're resuming with, I think, one more single before the EP or album drops. And then also we had the Cave Sessions, which have been taking a while to produce, but it's almost ready. So you will get to see myself and my band, The Warriors, Red One included, do all the live arrangements that we've done over the last 5 years of all the songs, plus the new songs, in a full band arrangement, the 7 of us with horns and everything, Snarky Puppy style a little bit. So that will be exciting. So just keep a lookout for that. And if you can support me on Bandcamp or Spotify, Apple Music, the music's everywhere. Yeah. And if you need production, I've been diving into producing artists. I've got a couple of producing credits done this year, and next year I'm looking to produce anyone, man. Like anyone that needs help with their music, help you write your music, arrange your music, mix your music. Learning a bit of mastering, learning still, but wouldn't trust myself
Such
so
a
much
black art,
Yeah. It can be so simple, but at the same time it can be so complicated. It really depends on the song. Yeah, so if you need help, if you think your music needs help, come and find me. I can help you out in terms of not just arranging, writing and producing the music, but also helping you think about funding and stuff like that. So yeah, I want to help as many people as I can next year make music. It's like going back to the root of it all,
You're enabling.
Yeah.
Once again.
And directly.
Wow.
No more indirectly. I just want to be part of the music again. So yeah, that's quite important.
On that note, enabling.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm gonna be cheesy. So we have a giveaway that we've been conducting over Instagram.
Woohoo!
So right now, what's gonna happen is we have to choose 3 winners.
Okay.
From this giveaway, and the prize is guitar lessons.
What? Guys, come on, guitar lessons. Is it with you?
It may be with me.
Maybe with you.
And it may be with other teachers that I am training also. So they're all a team.
Nice.
Yeah,
amazing.
So we're gonna switch screen now
Okay.
to the screen that houses the algorithm.
So tech.
So tech, so high tech. So shall we? So I think all we gotta do is press start, right? Alright. Shall we reveal the winners for our free guitar lessons giveaway? Jang, jang, jang. You are on air.
Whoa.
This is pretty damn cool, man.
Wow.
Do you know about this?
No.
You should do this for yourself as well.
Yeah. Whoa. You got one.
We got one winner. Okay, my eyesight is bad, so literally I'm legally blind.
KON K0N9QW.
So that's our first winner. Congrats to Kong Q, I guess you ought to pronounce it.
Konya.
We will get in touch with you
Kong
post giveaway. Now the second winner.
Chakra Sharks.
Wow.
Right.
Chakra, right? That's
Chakra,
Chakra.
right? No, that's
The second winner, Chakra Sharks. Yay!
Yay.
I think here is where we will play some
Chakra stuff.
applause music. Not Chakra stuff. And third winner is
Underscore Grace Sim. Grace Sim.
Congratulations to Grace Sim as well.
Congrats, guys.
So we have oh yes, that's beautiful. Thank you. Already. Con Q, Chakra Sharks, and Grace Sim.
Nice.
We will get in touch with you for arranging your guitar lessons after this podcast.
Congrats, guys.
Cheers, guys. Hope to see you all soon. Well, I like this.
Nice.
Insta-bomb.
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 Take note.
Thank you, Timmy.
Hey, anytime, man.
Wow, so next week is
Can. Weekly also can.
well, every month is gonna be Timmy from now on. No, I'm just
People gonna get sick of me.
Nah. So, we've come to the end for today's episode. I get a feeling I overran today.
Oops,
'Cause
sorry.
No, it's not your fault. I was
Long-winded.
really into it. But it's all good. Suddenly we are paying for the space. So my name is Ridwan. We are called Insync SG.
Yeah. Follow them.
Follow us
them.
on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook for many more things.
Yes.
I think we do many things that are awesome.
Yep.
And on that note, see you all next year. Not next month, but next year.
Wow.
It's the same thing, like that.
Happy New Year, Merry Christmas.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.